As we have seen, what's a subnet mask and how a subnet mask is used to generate a network ID in Class A, Class B and Class C networks. Now this is called as a classful addressing because each class has a default subnet mask. That is, Class A has got a subnet mask of 255.0.0.0 and Class B has 255.255.0.0. Class C has a 255.255.255.0. But why the subnet is required? Because see, if in Class A and with the default subnet mask, with the default subnet mask of 255.0.0.0, it's a Class A network. In a Class A network, and the default subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. with the range of 1.0.0 to 126.255.255.255. We see like how much how many hosts are available in Class A network. So there is, if you see in 255, there is only one big network. If you take any address, like if you take 10.7.5.1, if you take this IP address, there is only one network, because you can see if you add a default subnet mask with 255.0.0 and you will get a network ID of 10.0.0. So only one network. Whatever the, if you take 100.10.20.10, again you will only get one network. This is the network 100.0.0.0. So whatever may be the IP within this range, 1 to 126 range, there is only one network, and the number of hosts in this network is, if you see, there are in this subnet mask, this is the network part and this is the host part. So the network part has 8 bits, which is the default length, and the host part has 24 bits. So the number of network is only one network, one default network, since we have not done anything. So T.0 is equal to one network, and the number of hosts is 2 power 24 minus 2. That is, let us take an example in Class B network, 172.100.6.16. This is a Class B network. So because it lies, the 172 lies between 128 and 191. So the default subnet mask for Class B network is 255.255.0.0. Now let us see how many networks are possible for this Class B network with a default subnet mask of 255.255.0.0. And the network ID is, if you can do a subnet masking, you will get the network ID is 172.100.0.0. This is the network ID. So you got only one network, that is 2 power 0, because there are no, this is the only one default subnet mask, and the number of hosts is 2 power there are 8 bits here and there are 8 bits here, so it is 2 power 16 minus 2. This is the number of hosts available, and the number of networks is 2 power 0. So this is 1, and this is around, we'll get around, the number of hosts is around 65,534. So you can see them. What is the main drawback in this classical addressing? The thing is, there is only one subnetwork possible with this IP, and the number of hosts is 65,000 around. I mean, like very large number of hosts. I mean, like which we don't need. We want more subnetworks and a moderate number of hosts, but this is not possible in classical addressing, either in class A or class B or class C network. I have shown previously about class A network. So in order to overcome this drawback, like where we want more number of subnetworks and a moderate number of hosts, the workaround is to borrow some bits in the host portions and then combine it with the network portion and make the remaining number of bits in the host portion, give it to the host bits. So you can see it here, like how this is done. Another page. This is a class A network. The default is example 10.16.7.1. This is a class A network, and the default is 255.0.0. So in order to work around is, you make this into decimal form. This is 1111. So in order to make more number of subnetworks available for this IP, what we do is you borrow this bits in the host part. This is the network part and this is the host part. So this is the network portion, as we all know. So this we can't do anything. So what we do is we borrow some bits in the host portion. This is the host portion. This is host portion, host portion, host portion. So now we borrow some bits within the host portion. So here I will show you. This is 1, place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you borrow these places, the bits in each place, in this first place, second place, third place, and so on, and then just put you borrow this place and convert it into and use it as a network portion. So now, so this is the network portion. So I will put it here like this, N. Now previously it was like this. Is now make this first one as a network bit and the remaining are all host bits. So on. These are all host bits again. So you take first bit and convert it into the network bit. Similarly, you can make the next 2 bits as the network bits and remaining as host bits. So here the network bits and these are the host bits. Previously the network bits are default, that is 8, and so there is nothing like, so it is 0. We haven't borrowed anything, and the host bits are around like 24 bits, host bits. Now after borrowing a single one, the network bits is, we have borrowed one network bit from the host portion, so there are only 23 host bits now. In the third one, we have borrowed 2 network bits and the number of host bits are now 22. So you keep on doing like this. like keep on adding the network portion bits from the host portion. So like keep on adding the network bits like 3, so it is 21 host bits. So so in this way you do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like the same process will continue, like adding taking one portion of the host bit and converting it to network bit. So here we will do 4 bits now. There are 4 network bits and the remaining are all host bits, so 20. Similarly now 5. Remaining are all host portions, it is 19. So in this way you can have more networks are possible, more subnetworks are possible, because this is here there are 0 bits, we haven't borrowed anything, so it is only one network possible. We have borrowed 1 bit from the host bit, so there is 2 subnetworks are possible. We have borrowed 2 bits here, so there are 4 subnetworks possible. 3 bits here, so there are 8 subnetworks possible. So you see from this one, the number of subnetworks increases and the number of hosts within each subnetwork decreases. So this is more manageable. So this is called as this borrowing of host portion bits into the network portion is called as CIDR format, which means classless internet domain routing. It is classless addressing. This is called as classless addressing.
So let's see how the various subnets can be calculated from in a class A address scheme. So generally class A address range, IP address range is from 126.255.255.255. This is the class A address range. Now the default subnet mask is for any class A address is 255.0.0.0. This is the only subnet mask available in class A address. But if this is the only subnet mask available, then only one network is possible. So how can we manipulate this subnet mask, the default subnet mask, so that we get more subnet masks and we get more networks? Instead of one network, we can get 2 network or 4 networks by manipulating the default subnet mask. Now let us see how that manipulation of the default subnet mask is done. So if we convert 255.0.0, this is in decimal format. Now convert this into binary format. 255 is written as nothing but all 8 ones dot 0. The remaining are all zeros. So instead of this subnet mask, how can we arrive at other subnet masks from which we can derive more number of networks? So this is the 4-bit part. Now this is unchangeable. So the first part is of a subnet mask is unchangeable. This is the second part, the third part. Now we can only manipulate the second, third and the fourth parts. So how does we manipulate this second part? Means we borrow from, we move from left to right. We borrow the first bit, the leftmost part of the octet. We borrow and move them into the host network portion. So this is the network portion and this is the host portion. These are all the host portions. This is full length is the host portion. Class A address range is from 0.0.0.0 to 126.255.255.255, and the default subnet mask is 255.0.0. So earlier we have seen how the subnets can be created with a default subnet mask, and that will allow us to create more number of networks. In the default subnet mask, only one network can be created. That is, one network is possible. So how to overcome this the problem? We have seen earlier how to create more number of subnets by borrowing the host bits into the network portion. So in class A address, the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. So on the class A address range is till 126.255.255.255, and this is the network part in class A. And in class B, it starts from 128.0.0.0 to 191.255.255.250. So class A address is we have shown here. It starts from with 0 and ends till 126.255.255.255. And the first part is the network portion in class A address. Now we have seen how we can take the host portion, the bits in the host portion, and move it into the network portion and create more number of subnets. So where is a subnet used? Actually, the main use of a subnet mask is to calculate the network ID. The calculation of the network ID is done by the router. This is the router. So this is done by the router. The router takes in the IP address and the subnet mask and performs an AND operation on both of these and generates a network ID. We will see how it can be done by taking an example here. So this AND operation, we know this is a logical operation. It is also called, there are other operations called as AND operation, OR operation, XOR operation, and there are other operations, logical operations. We know the AND table, how the AND table it is built. Like anything with 1 and 0, that is 1 is nothing but is a binary on. 1 means binary on and 0 means binary off. So 1 means it is also can be done as a true, and 0 is false. So anything 1 and 0 is nothing but 0. This is an AND table, and 0 and 0 is equal to 1, and 0 and 1 equal to 0. 1 and 1 is equal to 1. So this is an AND table. So the subnet mask is used by the router. To generate the network ID. Since we have divided, I will show you with a diagram. Like this is the main cable line, and this is the main trunk through which the network traffic passes through, and here are some branches. So here some systems are connected. So this is each is a subnet, different subnet here. Some systems are connected, and each subnet has its own router. So when I want to why does the router needs a subnet mask? See, when I want this system, because this is the, let us say this is the source system. From we want to send a message from this system to the in system within this subnet. Let us say this is S1, this is S2, this is S3, and this is 4. So the system in S3 wants to send a message to a system in S2. So how does it how does the path is calculated? How the path is defined when this is moved? The message can go to either this subnet or either to this subnet. So the message can go to either here or here. But instead of we should not take these subnets. So it directly moves to the subnet S2. That how is it done? Because when we know, for example, here I have earlier shown with Let us say this is 10.16.106.16. So let us take an IP address and let us take an IP address here 10.16.106.9 and perform an let us see under which what is the and let us see how this IP address generally belongs to the class A address, and let us see calculate the network ID for this IP address. So by performing an AND operation with the subnet mask. Now for this IP ID we can take a subnet ID from a range of subnet IDs. The subnet IDs we can take is from anything starts from the default subnet mask till the subnet mask is till 255.255.255. Now let us perform an AND operation on the IP address and the subnet mask. Now this IP address can be written as this. This is in decimal format. We have converted it into binary format. Now we convert this 255.0.0 also into binary format. So 255 is also written as all are ones dot, the remaining are zeros. So perform an AND operation. Now we have already discussed before the results of an untable calculation. So anything with 1 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0. Only 1 and 1 is 1. So perform an AND operation on the individual bits here. 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0. So anything with 0 is always 0. So based on this, all this shows wherever 0 is there, it is always the result is 0. So whatever may be the top value, if an AND operation is performed with 0, it is always 0. So I am keeping everything is 0. Similarly here also, whatever may be the value here, an AND operation with all the zeros will always be 0. The result is always 0 dot. Again same thing, whatever may be the value here, the operation is AND operation with 0 is always 0. So I am keeping 0. Now whatever may be the value here, an AND operation with 255 will always result in the above value of the IP address. So what again I am repeating it, whatever may be the value in this IP, an AND operation with all the ones in the 8 places will always result in the value, exact value. So here 1 and 0 is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0 and 0. So it is the same value. This is the same value as this one, the top one. So the network ID is, if we convert this into decimal format, the network ID is 10 dot, this is 0, this is 10, this is also 0, this is also 0. So the network ID is 10.0.0.0. This is the network ID. Now with the IP address 10.106.16.19 and with the default subnet mask of 255.0.0.0, we got the network ID 10.0.0.0. Now with the default subnet mask 255.0.0, only one network ID is possible. That means only one network is possible. Only one network is possible. So, but we want more number of networks. Instead of one big network, we want multiple smaller networks. So, what we do is we do a process called as borrowing the bits from the host portion to the network portion. So, what is the network portion and what is the host portion? So, in the class A address, the first portion is the network portion and the remaining are all host portions. And the class A address range is from 0.0.0 to 126.255.255.255. That means 120 in the 126.255.255.255. Only the first part. There are 4 parts to the any IP address. The first part, second part, third part and the fourth part. only the first part is the network portion and the remaining are all host portions in class A address. And in class B, it starts from 128.0.0 to 191.255. The first two parts, that is first and the second part, are the network portion. This is network portion, this is network portion. And the third and the fourth part are the host portion. And in the class C address, it starts from 192.0.0 to 223.255.255.255. That means the first, second, first. So when it starts from 223.255.255.255, the first three parts are the network portion and the last part is the host portion in class C network. So here our technique is how to get smaller multiple networks from one big network. So that is called as borrowing from the host portion into the network portion. So class A is one network bit and the remaining are the host bits. So we borrow the host bits. Each host portion has 8 bits places. So in these 8 bits, from these total 24 bits, from these 24 bits we borrow bit by bit and move it into the network portion. So thereby we get multiple smaller networks and different network IDs are possible. Now I will show you how from the default subnet mask of 255.0.0 we get multiple subnets. I will show you how the multiple subnets are arrived. So let us take 255.0.0. Subnet mask 255.0.0. So this is the network part. So and here there are 8 places in each part. So what we move is that from the leftmost part we try to move each bit into the network portion. So if I take this first bit and move it into the network portion, so it will become like this. Dot. This is network bit. Since previously it was host bit, now it became network bit. These are host bits. And now it became network bit and the remaining are all host bits. So this place can be now be used as the network portion and the remaining are all host portions. That means previously it was 0, now also it will be 0. So in this place we can either keep 1 or 0. So first let us place 0. First one is 0. If 0 is, it is the same. If you place here 0, it will be same as this one. It is same. That is 255.0.0.0. But what if we place here 2, 1? Then what it is? I am placing here 1. So then what happens is, and the remaining are all zeros. The remaining are all zeros here. So this will be like 1 1 1 1 dot 1 and the remaining are all zeros here. We place 1. So this is, if we convert this into decimal format, this is converted into decimal format, then it is all are 1, so it is 255. Now this one, each place has its own value. So this place has a 2 power 0. First place has, there are 8 places here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So the first portion, the value is 2 power 0. Second is 2 power 1. Third is 2 power 2. Fourth is 2 power 3. Fifth is 2 power 4. Sixth is 2 power 5. Seventh is 2 power 6. Eighth is 2 power 7. Now what is the value? Is 2 power 0 is 1. 2 power 1 is 2. 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So each place in this 8 bits has its own value. This is the right hand portion and this is the left hand portion. So the left hand has higher values, and as it moves down to right, their value decreases. So each place has 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2 and 1 values. So if we multiply with the binary, whatever 1 or 0 is available here. So 128 into 1 is nothing but 128 plus 64 into 0 is 0, 32 into 0 is 0, multiplied 0, 16 multiplied 0 is 0, 8 multiplied 0 is 0, 4 multiplied 0 is 0, 2 multiplied 0 is 0, 1 multiplied 0 is 0, and the remaining are all zeros. If you convert this into decimal, this is 0, this is also 0. Now if you add all these values, it will come like 255.128.0.0. So two subnets are possible here. Second one, if we place 1, we will get the result as this one, 255.128.0.0. The first network is 255.0.0.0. So by borrowing 1 bit from the host portion, we could break one network into two networks. Now we got two networks here and two network IDs. Two network IDs is nothing but two networks. In the similar way, by borrowing 2 bits, now instead of previously it was like this, that means now two places can be filled with 1 and 0. That means how many network IDs are possible here? 1 and 0 or 2 bits can be arranged in two places in how many ways? This is a permutation. You know, previously there is a formula for permutations and combinations. So this is a permutation because arrangement of places is called as permutations. So if 2 bits can be arranged in two places with repetition of numbers is n power r. What is n and what is r? N is nothing but, this is the mathematical formula, n power r is, n is nothing but the total number of bits. N is equal to total number of bits. Here it is 2 and r is total number of places in which can be arranged. So n power r, here n power r is equal to 2 places, 2 bits and 2 places is equal to 4. So 4 networks or 4 subnetworks are possible. 4 subnets are possible here. So we will get 4 network IDs. So what are the 4 possible what are the possible network IDs here? So let us see here. So the first part is the same dot. So 2 places are there here. The remaining are zeros. So in these 2 places, what are the possible number of combinations here? One combination is 0 0, another is 1 0, another is 0 1, another is 1 1. So 1 and 1 is nothing but we can write this as 255.0.0.0, and this can be written as both are zeros. So this is 255.0.0.0 and 1 and 0. This is 255.128.0.0. This is 0 and 1. So the 7th place value is, as I have shown previously, it is 64. So 255.64.0.0. Here both are ones. So 8th place the value is 128. 7th place the value is 64. So add both of them. The remaining are all zeros. So if you add both of them, we will get 192. So the next network ID is 255.192.0.0. So we got 4 network IDs. 1, 2, 3 and 4 network IDs. So let us take an IP address in the class A address range and see, and we can see how the network ID is calculated for any address. So the default subnet mask in a class A address range is 255.0.0. This is the subnet mask in a class A address range, which is the default subnet mask. Now, where is the subnet mask used? The subnet mask is used in the router logic to calculate the network ID. The subnet mask is used to calculate the network ID. By performing an AND operation with the IP address, the network ID is calculated. So that the network ID is calculated so that it can redirect the packet to the next hop router or the destination address. So let us see how an AND operation is performed. Let us see how an AND operation is performed. Now there are three logical operations. One is an AND operation, another is OR operation, another is an XOR operation, and there are other logical operators also. So here we are doing an AND operator. So before performing an AND operation, let us see the table, AND table. The 1 and 0, if you perform an operator with 1 and 0, it is 0. 0 and 1 is nothing but 0. 0 and 0 is also 0. 1 and 1 is 1. So you can also say 1 as on switch, 0 as off switch. So with on and off, the result is always off. You can also say that 0 as false and 1 as true, and anything if false and true is also false. Similarly, false and false is false. Only 1 and 1 is equal to 1. So truth and truth is equal to truth, or on and on will result give only on. So let us convert the given IP address and the subnet mask into the binary format and perform an AND operation on both of them. In the same way, let us borrow more number of bits from the host portion into the network portion. Now 3 places have been borrowed. So 3 places have been borrowed. The subnet mask is, so this is 255. So the value of this is nothing but 11. This is, which is nothing but, if you add all of them, 128 plus 64 plus 32, and the value of this is 0, and this one is also 0. 224.0.0. In the similar way, now 4 bits have been, now 4 network bits borrowed. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 bits have been borrowed. So it will be, this is nothing but 255, and this is nothing but 4 ones, and the remaining are zeros. Again this is 0, and this is also 0. So the subnet value is 255.128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus, and the remaining are all zeros. Again this one is 0 and this one is 0. So this is equal to 255.240.0.0. This is another subnet mask. Now let us take another example here. So this only 2 hosts are available here. So anything less than this, we can't have anything less than 2 hosts. So this is the last subnet mask that can be derived in a class A address.